Hello and welcome to the Get Empowered podcast. Your host, Erika, here. This week, we are going to be talking all about the concept of am I behind? What if my life is not where I necessarily want it to be right now? I have these goals, I have these dreams, and I'm not where I want to be. When maybe it gets really overwhelming thinking about where you are versus where you want to be. And the mindset shift I've had to make to overcome those thoughts and the daily action steps I take to help make those changes happen. So, if this is something you're struggling with, maybe you made those New Year's resolutions, realized, holy shit, it is July. I am nowhere near where I thought I would be right now. Let's take this moment to reset. And that is what we are going to talk about this week. So, let's dive in. Welcome to the Get Empowered podcast. My name is Erika Vishkalis, and I am a mindset mentor, personal development junkie, holistic health advocate, and lover of all things spiritual. At the Get Empowered podcast, I'm here to help you overcome limitations, step into your power, and create your dream life. I've spent the last several years healing my mind, body, and soul, and have learned so much along the way. From healing trauma to navigating a sober lifestyle and learning how to step into my personal power, it has been transformational. If you're looking to heal, to be inspired, to uplevel your life, and to become the most empowered version of yourself, you've come to the right place. I created this podcast to help you know you are worthy of rewriting your story, to help you navigate your own empowerment journey. You are worthy of living your most authentic, aligned, and inspired life, and I can help you get there. Whether you are diving deep into personal development or just need a weekly pick-me-up, I've got you covered. Thank you so much for pressing play today. I cannot wait to transform together. Let's get empowered. Hello and welcome to the Get Empowered podcast. Your host, Erika Vishkalis here, and I'm really excited for this week's episode. It's a good one. It has been on my heart a lot recently, so I'm really excited to dive in this topic with y'all. So first of all, what is something I'm grateful for? I'm grateful for the national park system. Why? Because this past weekend, at the time of this recording, I went to Zion National Park with Kyle's family and like a big group of people. And I've never been there before. You know, growing up, my family took us to national parks every couple years, and I loved that. And really, when I lived in Montana, I think that I just really connected with nature, and it made me realize how important it is in my life, how healing it is for me. And it's just kind of where I found myself was in the mountains. And so I love exploring national parks. And honestly, it has been way too dang long since I've been to a new one. So when I had the opportunity to go, even though Kyle unfortunately wasn't able to join us, I was like, heck yeah, sign me up. I'm in. And I joined his family on a little long weekend road trip, and it was so much fun. My soul needed it. If you have not been to Zion National Park, I highly recommend it. You know, of course, it was a bit warm out, but I will say there wasn't too many crowds. It was beautiful. We stayed in like a group campground because there was a big group of us, and it was just stunning. It was stunning. I did the Emerald Pools hike and the Narrows hike, and I just had so much fucking fun. So much fun. My soul needed it. So this is just also a little reminder, do the things that you enjoy doing. Make sure you are taking time to do the activities that fill up your cup that you love, okay? Because I know my soul really needed this past weekend. It was so much fun. So that is what I am grateful for. Now, what is something I'm loving? I am using this app called the Me app. I don't believe I've talked about it before on the podcast. So if I have, I apologize. But I don't know if I've shared this either. I am someone that kind of struggles with doing certain things around the house and just being consistent with it. Like I am so consistent in so many areas of my life, and I wouldn't call myself like a dirty person by any means, but I am just not good at sticking to like a cleaning schedule. You know what I mean? Like I just don't think about it until I'm like, oh shit, I really need to vacuum or wipe off this counter. Like, it's getting a little gross. So this is something I really wanted to work on for myself, was to just be way more intentional about it. And I found this app called Me. I think it's like Me Plus, and I'll put the link in the show notes. I am loving it though. It's apparently it's for people with ADD, ADHD. I don't know if I have that, but I do know that at times I can really struggle to stick with certain commitments or to just remember to do those basic life things. And so what I really like about it is I put in I want to work on like having a cleaner home as my routine. And it has tons of different routines that you can choose from and you can make your own. And I've now added some of my other daily tasks into this planner, but it's a daily planner, and I'll open it up and it'll tell me what are the tasks I need to do that day. So when it comes to cleaning, it'll give me 1 to 2 tasks a day, and you can set it. So like originally it said take out the trash every day. Well, realistically, like we don't garner enough trash to need to take it out every day. But I set it for twice a week because that's typically what we do. Usually we have to take out the trash 1 to 2 times a week. And so things like that, you can tailor it to your needs, your schedule. And I love it. I did end up paying for it, but I kind of look at it as the same thing as like buying a weekly planner or a yearly planner. I don't really use a yearly planner. So I really am liking it because it gives me just these little reminders to, hey, like do your task. And, I've talked about this with my 75 hard stuff, but I love like checking a box, right? So the fact that I check the box and it shows that my task is done. And I've noticed that spending 30 minutes ish, if that, sometimes it's like 5 minutes, but spending 30-ish minutes a day to do something to keep my house clean is so much more manageable for me and helps me be way more consistent versus like 1 or 2 days every week, every couple weeks, where it's like the whole day I spent cleaning. So for me, just breaking it up into little daily segments has been so incredibly helpful. It has been a game changer. I really think it has helped me so much. And this may sound really silly to some, but this is just not my strong suit. I'm very organized in many areas of my life, but cleaning my house is not one of them. I'll be honest, someday when I'm a super successful entrepreneur and podcaster, I will probably be outsourcing that task. But for now, this is a great tool for me. So again, if you're someone like me who maybe the routine or maybe the I know I have all these things to do, but I do not know how to break it up into smaller chunks, this app could definitely help you. Check it out. Like I said, I will put it in the show notes. But now, what are we talking about this week? This week, we are going to talk all about this concept of maybe not being where you want to be and how overwhelming that can be. So, just being vulnerable for a moment. I've just been really in my head lately about certain aspects of my life. And, I think part of that is just because I've been doing some really deep work in therapy and in ACA. And as I've shared on the podcast, some stuff has come up in the last couple months. And to be honest, it's just made me feel a little insecure in certain areas of life. And it has made me I shouldn't say it has made me, but it has produced where I have now been getting in my head a bit more, a few episodes back, we talked about the inner child, the critical parent. And I've noticed my inner critical parent voice has been very strong lately. And so I've been working on switching that out and thinking, what would the loving parent say? Right. But maybe you're like me and you have these big plans and these big dreams, and you're like, okay, that's awesome. But where the fuck do I even start? Kind of like how I was talking about that little planner app that I use to keep my house clean. Sometimes I can get so overwhelmed when I think of all the things I need to do, or I should do, or I want to do. And I'm like, how the fuck do I even get there? I have these big dreams, I have these big goals, and not to be cocky, I know for a fact that I can achieve all of them. I know it in my soul, in my gut. I am one of those people that I believe that if a dream is on your heart, if something is on your heart, something is on your mind, it's there for a reason. I 100% believe that. And so when I was getting in this kind of negative headspace, I've talked recently about how I'm really working through not having negative self talk. I was sharing this with Kyle and a couple of my friends, how I just felt like behind in life. I have a couple episodes on that. And in this one, it was more career just in general, a little like, oh, why did I make this decision or this decision that led me here, here, here? Now, I do believe that every single aspect of my life has brought me to where I am today. And I'm grateful for the good, the bad, the ugly, the happy, the sad. Like, I'm grateful for it all. I truly, truly am. But, I am not perfect. I'm not immune to that inner critic. And the inner critic has been really strong lately. And something Kyle reminded me of, and I think it's important, a very big important reminder is when you get in those moments of that inner critical voice and just being down on yourself, maybe getting stuck in the comparison trap of, oh, this person has achieved XYZ thing. I'm not even there yet. I'm not even fucking close to there yet, or I don't know if I'll ever be there, but I want to be. I don't know what to do or where to get started. It's really important to remember where you started. Where did you come from? Like, especially if you've been working towards something for a while, it's important to like look back and reflect and to give yourself some fucking credit. Because I know, like I said, I'm pretty hard on myself, and I also do not give myself enough credit. And I don't mean that in like a cocky way, but genuinely, when I think about where I was last year, this time last year, July, I was fucking miserable at my job. I knew I needed to get out. I did not know if I was going to be able to. I think around that time, I probably had just applied to the job that I ended up getting accepted and now work at. But I wasn't sure if I was going to be, and I was very scared. I was unsure of my future, and I knew that I needed to make a change. Okay. And then I made all these big changes in my life, and my life looks completely different this year, this July 2023, than it did in July of 2022. Okay. And I've paid off debt. I've increased my savings. I've increased my finances. I feel much healthier physically and mentally and spiritually, literally in every area of my life. I am so much healthier, happier, and I would say more, quote, successful. So why the fuck do I beat myself up so much? Why? Well, there's a lot of reasons to that, but this is just a reminder that it is important to sometimes in these moments to just stop, look back, and reflect and think, okay, have I made any progress? Even if it's minuscule. One of the big things that I love with my moon magic practice is taking time every month to reflect on what are the wins. What are the wins from this lunar cycle, even if it's small, even if it's really small? For me, the small win of staying consistent with my cleaning tasks has been big for me. It may be really small to other people, but I'm really proud of myself because, again, it's not something I enjoy doing. I really have to force myself, and I'm not good at being consistent with it, but I am getting there and I'm getting better and I'm making improvement. And I'm sure it makes Kyle happier. And it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, Erika, you are growing. You are expanding. You are growing. You are not where you were a year ago. And look how much changed in a year. Like for me, I think and I reflect and I'm like, holy shit, my life is completely different today than it was a year ago. My relationships are different. My self confidence is different. My health is different. And I'm just really fucking happy in so many areas. So, like, why am I being so fucking hard on myself? That's a great question. And that's something I am working through. So, this is my reminder to you that if you are struggling with something, if you are down on yourself, take a moment, look back, maybe honestly take out a journal and write down what are 4 to 5 things that you would call wins that have been, let's give it a big piece of time. Like, let's say in the past year. In the past year, what are 5 different things, 5 things that have happened in your life that you would say are upgrades that you're happy about? And it can be something as small as I am being better at my consistent cleaning, or I'm getting up on time to my alarm. I used to oversleep, or whatever the case may be. Maybe I'm being more consistent in the gym, even if you're not at your maybe physique goal, your fitness goal, but you're still fucking going every day and you're showing up, right? So that is one thing. Now, say we have these big goals, like myself, I have these big goals and I can get so overwhelmed with them because I'm like, I know that I'm meant for more. I know I can do it, but I do not know how the fuck to get there. So, what do we do in these moments? So, what I do is I figure out what are daily action steps I can take to help me get closer to my goal. As you guys know, I love the 75 hard. I love it for many, many reasons. I'm always going to recommend it. But one thing I like about it is every single day you have tasks that you have to complete. And they are tasks that are going to help improve your life. Drinking more water is going to be good for you. It is going to help improve your life. Getting daily movement is going to improve your life. Sticking to a diet that works for you is going to improve your life. All these things are going to improve your life. So I'm not saying you need to do the 75 hard, but think of daily action steps that you can take every single fucking day that will bring you closer to where you are. Something else that Andy introduced me to, who is the creator of the 75 hard, and I really like it, it's called the concept of the power list. And so what that is every single day you write down 3 things that you are going to get done that day. big, small, whatever. 3 things that are non-negotiables you are going to get done that day. And that can be business related, fitness related, house related. Maybe you're a mom. What like things in that area of life do you need to do that you need to get done today? Maybe it's I need to fold my fucking laundry. I need to wipe down the kitchen counter, and I need to walk my dogs for at least 30 minutes. Those are non-negotiables. Maybe if you're a business owner, it's did I reach out to that new contact I made? Did I post on social media today? Did I don't know, make that spreadsheet or pay that bill? Whatever the case may be. Breaking it down into small daily action steps is incredibly important because we do not realize that power of momentum. If you have not read the book, The Compound Effect, I really recommend it. I'm blanking on the author. I want to say Darren Hardy, maybe. I read it literally years ago. But the compound effect is basically talking about this concept of momentum and how powerful momentum is. And I think that's why so many people see so much success with programs like the 75 Hard or using the Power List every day, is because you are doing little things every single day, and those little things, they add up to big success. Little daily action steps will get you to where you want to be. So one thing I'm doing is incorporating this concept of the power list. What are 3 things that are going to get me closer to my goal? If I want to be somewhere a year from now, we look back at Erika of July 2022. She was miserable. She was physically feeling like absolute shit. She was mentally feeling like shit. She did not like her job. She felt extremely hopeless, and the relationships with her family were not fucking good. Okay, so what did she do to help change it? I looked at new jobs. I got one, thankfully, gratefully. I completely changed my health and my fitness routine. Okay, great. I started meditating more. I really dove into the hard work in therapy and ACA. These are all little things, little action steps that built up to massive change. Like, honestly, I'm just really reflecting on it right now, and it amazes me how different my life is today than it was a year ago. And it's not that I did anything massive or huge, in my mind. In my mind, I didn't do anything massive or huge, but I do a lot of small daily action steps that have proven to be successful for me. And even Kyle, he's like always telling me how I don't give myself enough credit. And he's like, what you do every single morning is what a lot of people strive to do after watching like a David Goggins video. They're all hyped. And he's like, I'll tell you guys, I may not always be motivated, but I'm fucking disciplined. That I am. There are non-negotiables in my life. There's only a handful of times that I have not gotten up and walked our dogs in the morning. And usually if I didn't, I think the only times I haven't are when I was extremely sick, or I had to get on a flight and I could not do it before because it was like, you're already getting up at 3 type situation. So literally, I have so many things that I don't even think about anymore because they're just part of my everyday routine. And that's kind of what I'm getting at. As you start incorporating these daily little habits, they are going to build up to serious momentum. So when I get like hard on myself, down on myself, and I'm like, oh, Erika, you are nowhere near where you wanted to be right now. Okay, but I'm also not where I was a year ago by any means. I am so far away from who I was a year ago in the best way possible, right? And so I need to fucking take a step back and one, reflect, two, give myself some credit. And then I also need to think about, okay, that is amazing. But if I want to keep going, if there are things I can improve upon, what are the daily action steps I can take to get there? What are they? So maybe think about it for yourself. What are the daily action steps you can take to get where you want to be? Some things I'm incorporating is doing more dry brushing for lymphatic drainage throughout the body. As you guys know, I love lymphatic drainage in my face, but I've not been consistent about doing the dry brushing with the rest of my body. So I'm trying to do that like 3 to 5 times a week. Maybe not every day, but I'm trying to do it multiple times a week. And I put that routine in my little planner, right? Like I said, I love to check things off. I love that this app has that. It helps me. I'm that kind of person. Some people are a pen to paper person, to each their own. And I do love the Skinny Confidentials planner because it's not dated. I really love it. Let me see. Oh, I have it right here. If you're on the YouTube, so this is just an extra, it says, "Can I get a fucking minute?" which is just like a planner after my own dreams. And I'm not a big planner person, but what I like about this one is every single day. So, Lauren is super into all this stuff. I'm showing it. If you're on the YouTube, you can see. But, at the top, she has your skincare routine, writing down something you're grateful for, writing down your intention for the day, maybe writing down a book you're reading, a meditation you did, music you listen to, podcast you listen to, or a workout you did. So I love that because I do all these things pretty much every fucking day, right? But then also it has a little to-do list. And so again, I like it because you just put the date at the top. It's not like pre-dated for you. And then you can put your to-do list. And as I've said multiple times now, I love to check things off my list. I love that feeling of accomplishment. So, not saying you have to go buy this planner, but get a fucking notebook and write yourself a little power list every morning, like Andy Frisella says, because let me tell you, the man's really successful and he didn't just get there by sitting on his ass, all right? And that's something I have to remind myself of is the compound effect and how little daily action steps are going to get me where I want to go. But also, this is a reminder for me, but for you as well, because I know that I know the things that work for me. I know what I need to do to get where I want to go. Do you know how often I skip it? Do you know how fucking often I skip doing the shit that I know I should be doing? Like, I'll be really blunt with you guys. I do love the moon, and I'm still like aware of the lunar phase we're in and the lunar cycle we're in, but I've not sat down to do my moon journaling consistently in a while. I was really good like one or two lunar phases ago, and then I dropped off again. And I'm like, Erika, what the fuck is wrong with you? This works for you. It's literally the perfect form of manifestation for me and my human design. I know that. I've seen the benefits of it and it helps me mentally, spiritually, physically. So why do I not do it? Why? Because I fucking self-sabotage. That's why. I know I do. So this is also the reminder of, are there things that you already know that work for you that you're just not doing? Maybe take a moment to think about why am I not doing it? I mean, Kyle called me out on it. It's really fucking true. I know I kind of have this fear of success and it makes literally no sense. It's very deeply ingrained. Something I'm working on right now in therapy is just knowing my worth and knowing I am worthy of the things that I desire, because I have a very ingrained thought process, unfortunately, from childhood of not feeling good enough, not feeling worthy. And I know for a fact that as I continue to work on that and to let go of that very deeply ingrained narrative that I have in my own life, that I'm going to continue to grow and that I'm going to continue to make progress towards the areas of life that I want to progress in, right? So, what are the things that you can do to reach the goals you want? Say you have a fitness goal. Okay, well, maybe you're only doing cardio twice a week. Maybe you up it to 3. Maybe you aren't lifting any weights of any way, shape, or form, whether it's Pilates, yoga, traditional weightlifting, whatever. Do you need to add that in? Do you need to add a walk in? Do you need to drink water? Do you need to switch up your diet? Like, what is it that you need? And this is something that, again, I really recommend diving into your human design. And actually, I am going to start offering the ability to go through your human design chart with me. That is coming soon. I can't believe I'm saying it on the podcast. That's a little scary, but just know that is on the horizon. If you want to learn more, I will be telling you more because it has completely changed my fucking life living by my human design. Okay. And it's so funny because, ironically, as much as I love routine, by my design, I'm supposed to go with the flow more. But that doesn't mean you don't do the things that you need to do every day. Okay. And we're not always going to be motivated. I know this is not a new concept. Okay. But I'm just here to remind you there are many days you will not be motivated. But I'm also here to tell you I don't give a fuck about your motivation. We don't need to be motivated. We need to be disciplined. Big fucking difference, okay? Because do you know how many times I wake up in the morning and I do not want to walk my dogs for an hour, 45 minutes to an hour? It's getting to the point now in Arizona where we're reaching 110 plus temperature, which means overnight it does not get very cold. So we're still waking up to 90 plus degrees of heat and it's hot as fuck. And I'm like, oh, the sun isn't even out yet and I'm just sweating existing. And if you know me, I'm a Midwest gal by heart. I fucking do not like the heat that much. So why I live here? Great question. Universe wanted me here. It is what it is. I do like it in a lot of ways, especially in the winter and the fall. Right now, it's not my favorite time of year. But you know what? Just because I'm not motivated doesn't mean I ain't going to do it. I do it. I get my ass up every single day, put on a pair of shorts, bring extra water. I get up extra early to beat the sun as much as possible, and I go on my fucking walk. That doesn't mean I want to. Do you think I like rolling out of bed at fucking 4 a.m.? No, I do not. But the sun is starting to rise at 4:30, so my ass needs to be out by then. Because if not, it gets too hot for me and the dogs by the time I'm done. And that's called discipline. That is called discipline. This is not for me to toot my own horn, but this is for me to share with you guys how I've been able to build up that momentum where, to be honest, I don't even think about it anymore. It is a non-negotiable in my head and in my routine. So what are little things that you can add to your routine to be non-negotiables to get you to where you want to be? And that's why it's funny to me, because I'm like, Erika, why are you so fucking hard on yourself? You do so much shit and you're doing so much better at it. But sometimes I will really slack off in areas where I know I need to be better. Like, I know that I need daily meditation, but I have not gotten to a point where that is a non-negotiable. It needs to be. It needs to be. I have been meditating the last several days and I absolutely love it. It makes me feel so good. And I know that when I'm consistent with my meditations, even if it is 5 minutes, that I am going to show up better that day. And I think part of it is because honestly, I love meditating. And so I've gotten kind of good at it. And thus I can meditate for quite a long time now, at least comparatively, but I don't always have that amount of time. So then I'm like, well, I don't have 45 minutes to fucking meditate. So I'm just not going to. What a dumb mindset. No, 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 no. Rewind. We're not fucking thinking that way. So I've been doing a quick 10 to 15 minute meditation in the morning, and that's all I need to get my day jump started. I will put the link in the show notes of the meditation I'm doing currently. I love it. It is called the Quantum Leap Meditation. It's a little trippy the first time you do it. I love it. I definitely think it changes. It's a great way to start the day. It's changed my life. I already have seen the effects of it. But guys, this is just my reminder to you that if you're feeling stuck, if you're feeling behind, if you're like, oh my God, I'm more than halfway through the year, I have made no progress, this is the time to start using momentum to your benefit. So, how can we integrate certain new habits into your life, into your daily routine to help build upon the momentum, to create that compound effect? Okay? That snowball effect to just keep going and keep going and keep going. Because as it is with my dogs, like walking my dogs, it gets to a point where it is second nature and you do not need to be told or you do not need to be reminded. It is just part of your fucking routine. And that's where we want to get to be. So I'll put link in the show notes for all these different things I'm talking about today, the planner, the meditation, all that shit. But again, think about one, how far you've come. It's really important to give yourself credit. Even if you're not where you want to be, you are not where you were yesterday, most likely. And let's just play the what if game here. Let's maybe say that it's been a tough year and you feel maybe even farther behind than you were before. I've been there. I wouldn't say I'm currently there, but I have been there. And here's the thing, guys. Life is it is hills and valleys, okay? Life is hills and valleys. Sometimes we're at the top of the hill and we're like, I'm king of the fucking mountain. And other times we're in a valley and we're like, holy shit, I'm getting my ass kicked right now. That is okay, because the really good times and the really low times, they balance each other out. And you know what? The low times make you appreciate the high. And in my opinion, the high times give you the strength to get through the low. So maybe you're not where you want to be right now. This is the time where you get to decide, okay, am I going to do something about it or am I going to wallow? And I say this to you because I need to fucking hear it. I needed to have a come to Jesus with myself recently of, okay, Erika, are you going to make changes necessary to get where you want to be, or are we just going to have a little fucking pity party? Let me tell you, a pity party is not going to get you where you want to go. So that's our topic of the day, y'all. I hope that resonated with you guys. Now let's pull a chakra card and see what the universe wants us to know today. All right, y'all. I pulled this card and I cannot believe, well, I didn't even pull this card. This card flew out at us today. It is the spiritual awakening card, okay? And it is connected to our crown chakra. If you have a selenite crystal, that is the recommended crystal for the crown chakra. I do not, so I love to use a clear quartz crystal. Here's my beautiful clear quartz crystal. Also, side note, guys, I got 2 new crystals this weekend while I was in Zion. Gorgeous, stunning, already obsessed with them. big fucking fan. Okay, so the spiritual awakening card. How fucking cool is it that we just pulled this card for this episode? It literally flew out of my hands when I was shuffling the deck. I was like, okay, universe wants this message to be said today. And basically, guys, this is a time of awakening. This is a time of change. So if, like we talked about this whole episode, are you wanting to grow? Are you wanting to expand? This is your sign that you are either going through it right now or about to be, or maybe you're on the tail end of a big spiritual awakening. So this is going to allow you to connect deeper to the universe, connect more to your inner wisdom, your inner guidance. Your heart is going to expand, your chakras are going to open. And it's really, really important during this time of spiritual awakening. And I believe that the collective is going through a spiritual awakening right now. And I personally am at the tail end of my Saturn return. And I know that I've been going through a spiritual awakening in the past couple of years. And it's not, in my opinion, you don't just like have a one and done. You don't just like go through one spiritual awakening and, oh my God, I'm done now. I'm woken up. I do think we have bigger ones and smaller ones throughout our life, but this is the reminder that the universe is guiding you. The universe is with you. This can be a great time for change, okay? This is where everything that you knew to be true can be reconstructed. Okay, so this is time to let go of the old energies, the old habits, the old negative thought patterns. Hello, Erika, talking to you right now. All right, this card literally said at me. It was like, hey bitch, are you fucking paying attention? No? Okay. Well, here's our reminder to you. Okay, so you may need to let go of the old mindsets, the old habits, the old patterns that are keeping you stuck, that are keeping you in a lower vibration. Your vibration is going to expand. Okay, you are going to be more tapped into the universe, the universal light. Spirit wants to guide you, wants to help you. So it's going to be really important to do things for self-care to help tap into this spiritual awakening. That can be meditating, that can be prayer, that can be time in nature, that can be books to help grow your spiritual development, that can be a course, whatever the case may be, maybe a live workshop. Okay, your awareness is expanding and your connection to the spirit, to the divine, to the universe is going to continue to grow. So, this is also really important to trust your instincts. I don't think I said that this episode, which is kind of shocking. I don't know why. Every single person is different when it comes to their human design and how they are meant to listen to the universe's guidance. You know, I am a sacral being, meaning I need to listen to my gut. My gut will literally tell me the actions I need to take. But overall, I really, really encourage every single one of you guys to start to trust your inherent wisdom, start to trust your instincts. And this is a big part of the spiritual awakening, guys. Okay. A massive part of the spiritual awakening is connecting to yourself, to your instincts, and trust yourself. Trust that you know what things are going to need to be let go, what relationships, patterns, habits, okay? And not only what needs to be let go, but what needs to be added. Like I was saying earlier in the episode, I know that meditating every day is a non-fucking negotiable for me. It is, the old noggin needs it, the spirit needs it. Maybe that's not for everyone, but that is what I need for where I am in my spiritual development, where I am in my life right now. Okay, so this is really a big time for a rite of passage. I've been through a couple of these spiritual awakenings right now, and let me tell you, they can really shake up your life. So it may feel like you're going through some shit. Just know if that's happening, everything that is changing, that is being released, is meant to be released. And this is my reminder to y'all that we cannot make room for the new to come in if we do not let go of the old. So if you've been like praying, asking for change, don't be fucking shocked when things start to fall apart. Because if things start to fall apart, that's a good sign that things new, better is coming into your life. And you know what? Maybe you need to go through those hard times to be challenged to make the changes you need to make to get you where you're meant to go. Okay? Maybe you need to reevaluate your mindset, your daily habits, your practices. Am I, again, doing low vibrational things? Am I gossiping? Am I using substances that harm me? Am I in unhealthy relationships? Am I just treating myself like shit overall? Those are all things that are not going to be conducive with growth. So, in this time of spiritual awakening, it might feel like a kick in the stomach. But this is my reminder that the universe is supporting you. I'm supporting you. The universe has your back. And you need to make sure to take time to take care of yourself. Okay, take care of yourself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. Okay, make sure to do things like breath work, meditation, something along those lines, praying, whatever feels good for you, whatever resonates for you to help keep your mind right. Okay, because these spiritual awakening times can be really difficult, but I think it's really helpful to know that everything happens for a reason. And all of these things are going to serve your highest good, especially if you can look at it that way. Okay, just know that the universe is giving you everything that you need to become the person you are meant to be. So, all the good, the bad, the ugly, the hardship, it is all going to serve you and help you. Okay. So, I hope that this helps. I think that this card really resonated with today's message. If you guys have any questions, if you're interested in learning more about the chakras, if you're interested in learning more about your human design, or if you want a personal reading, let me know. Okay. I'm starting to open those up. And I'm so grateful for you guys, for each and every one of you. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening to my rants. I know that we are going to do it, especially this community. We have a badass group of people that listen to this podcast. I know so many of you. I'm so grateful for your messages, and I love you all so much. One last thing, not to get political, but I'm just going to say it. There is a new movie out that I plan on seeing that I think everyone should see. It's called Sound of Freedom, and it is talking about the epidemic that we have in this society of human trafficking. And for whatever reason, the mainstream media does not want people to see it. Okay. So this topic is something that's big on my heart. We need to protect our children in this world. We need to. Okay. So if it is in a theaters near you, I highly encourage you to go see it and to support the causes. If you have not heard of, I think it's called Our Rescue or Tim Ballard, he does incredible work in this area. I'm sorry if this is a bit of a damper, but it just came into my mind, so I feel like I'm needing to say it right now. If you have not heard of the movie Sound of Freedom, for some reason, people are really convinced to be like, oh, it's a QAnon conspiracy. No, it's fucking not. One, we know that there's more slavery in the world right now than there has been at any other time. We know that children, women especially, are getting trafficked all over this fucking country, all over this world. And we know that people do not want to talk about it because it is probably going to implicate a lot of powerful people. Okay? So let's just help raise the vibration about learning about these topics and learning how we can be of assistance. Okay, so sorry, a little derailing moment. For whatever reason, that came in my brain, and I have to trust that I was meant to say it. So I plan on going and seeing The Sound of Freedom here soon. I highly recommend that you do as well if it's in a theater near you. I know it's not everywhere, but it is blowing up the box office. Apparently, people are loving it. I love Tim Ballard's work, and it's based off his story, so I'm not at all shocked that it's like doing amazing. So, anyhow, thank you guys for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I know that you are going to achieve the goals that you have, that you're going to get where you want to be, especially if you start with believing yourself and showing up for yourself every single day. This is my reminder to you. You are worth it. You are worth showing up for. Do not give up on yourself. Okay? Do not give up on yourself. Do not give up on your dreams and your goals because you are worthy. All right, guys. I love you all. I will see you guys next week. And do not forget to stay empowered. Bye now. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm so grateful for each and every one of you for taking the time to be a part of our Get Empowered community. Don't forget to check the show notes for the resources I shared in today's episode, and of course, to connect with me on social. You can find all of our offers and community links at empoweredwitherika.com. I always love hearing from you, so don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe, and tag me with your biggest takeaways from today's episode. Let me know what you loved and what you want to hear more about, and share it with someone who you think would love it too. I cannot wait to share more with you. I'll see you next week, and don't forget to stay empowered.